ဘာလဲဆိုလို့ရှိရင်မြန်မာနိုင်ငံကနေပြီးတော့အခုIGCSE သို့မဟုတ်အထက်တန်းပေါ့နော်ပြီးထားပြီးတဲ့ကျောင်းသားတွေကဆိုရင်အရင်တော့ဆိုရင် US သွားမယ်ဆိုရင် SAT သို့မဟုတ် ACT ပြင်ရတာကြီးလည်းရှိတယ်ပေါ့နော်အခုသွားလို့ရတဲ့လမ်းကြောင်းတွေဒီ SAT ACT တွေလည်းပြင်ဆင်စရာမလိုတော့ဘဲနဲ့တက္ကသိုလ်တွေကိုတိုက်ရိုက်သွားလို့ရတဲ့လမ်းကြောင်းတွေအများကြီးရှိလာပြီပေါ့နော်ဆိုတော့college နှစ် university နှစ်မဟုတ်ဘဲနဲ့university တွေကိုတိုက်ရိုက်သွားလို့ရတဲ့လမ်းကြောင်းတွေပေါ့ဆိုတော့အဲ့ဒီလမ်းကြောင်းတွေကိုကြတော့အမတို့ကဒီဂုဏ်သိက္ခာရှိပြီးသားပေါ့နော် education provider တွေကနေပြီးတော့သူတို့နဲ့partner ယူထားတဲ့ university တွေမှာသွားပြီးတော့ဒီဟာတွေကိုသင်ကြားပေးလေးရှိတယ်ပေါ့နော်ဆိုတော့အဲ့ဒီလမ်းကြောင်းလေးတွေကိုရှင်းပြပေးမှာပေါ့ဆိုတော့ပုံမှန်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင် US မှာတက္ကသိုလ်တက်ဖို့အတွက်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်၄နှစ်တက်ရတယ်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒီမှာဒီ education provider တွေကကြတော့သူကပထမနှစ်နဲ့ညီမျှတဲ့ဒီ international year 1 လို့ program မျိုးတွေကိုအဲ့ဒီ university တွေမှာသွား run ပြီးလို့ရှိရင်ပြီးသွားတာနဲ့ university ရဲ့ second year ကိုတန်းဝင်သွားတဲ့လမ်းကြောင်းတွေပေါ့နော်တခါလေကြားလို့ရှိရင်အကြောင်းသားကဓာတ်ရိုက်ဝင်ခွင့်ရဖို့အတွက်ကိုအရေးချင်းပြည့်မီနေရဆိုလို့ရှိရင်လည်းဓာတ်ရိုက်သွားလို့ရတဲ့လမ်းကြောင်းတွေဒါပေမဲ့ဒီဟာတွေအကုန်လုံးကိုကြတော့အမှာတို့ဒီခုနကလိုမျိုးနာမည်ရှိထားပြီးသား education provider တွေကနေပြီးတော့နိုင်ငံတကာအကြောင်းသားတွေကိုများလာလို့ရအောင်လို့သူတို့ပြင်ဆင်ပေးထားတဲ့လမ်းကြောင်းတွေပေါ့အဲ့ဒီလမ်းကြောင်းတွေအကြောင်းကိုပြပြပေးသွားမှာပါရှင်အဲ့တော့အမှာတို့အခုဒီ university 3ခုကိုသွားလို့ရတဲ့လမ်းကြောင်းတွေကို presentation လုပ်နေတဲ့အချိန်အတွင်းမှာဒါတွေနဲ့ပတ်သက်လို့ကျောင်းသားကျောင်းသူတွေအနေနဲ့သိချင်တာတွေရှိရဲဆိုလို့ရှိရင် Q&A box ထဲမှာရိုက်ထားလို့ရပါတယ်အဲ့တော့တချို့ question တွေကအမှာတို့type လုပ်ပြီးတော့ဖြေပေးလို့ရတဲ့လွယ်တဲ့ဟာမျိုးဆိုလို့ရှိရင်အမတို့ type ရိုက်ပြီးဖြေပေးထားမယ်ပြီးတော့တချို့မိခွန်းတွေကတော့ဒီအမတို့ recruitment manager ပေါ့နော် Miss Ann ကနေပြီးတော့ပြီးသွားတော့မှကိုယ်တိုင်ဖြေပေးလို့ပို့အဆင်ပြေမဲ့ဟာမျိုးတွေဆိုရင်တော့အမတို့ဒါလေးကို answer live လုပ်ပေးထားမယ်ဆိုရင်သူက presentation ပြီးသွားပြီးတော့မှ Q&A session အတွင်းမှာပြောသွားပေးမယ်ပေါ့နော်ဆိုတော့အဲဒါဆိုရင်မတို့ presentation လေးကိုစလိုက်ပါမယ် presentation လေးအချိန်အတွင်းမှာလည်းတည်တည်ချာချာလေးအယုံစူးစိုက်ပြီးနားထောင်ပေးပြီးတဲ့အချိန်ကြာလို့ရှိရင်သိချင်တဲ့မိခွန်းတွေကိုလည်း Q&A box ထဲမှာရိုက်ထားပေးလို့ရပါတယ်เนาะဟုတ်ကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်ရှင်
Hi Montha, how are you?
Yeah, you can start your presentation now.
Thank
you.
Can you
try sharing the screen?
Yes, I will share my screen now. All right, just let me know if you all can see the screen. All right. You can all see the screen, right? Yeah, okay, that's good. Thanks, Montha. Hello, everyone, and very nice to have you today to join me with the information section about our program in the US, as Montha have introduced. My name is Anh, and I'm the Senior Student Recruitment Manager for Navitas University Partnership North America. I'm in charge of Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, and Myanmar. So I'm in the region, and that's why I could join with you here today at this hour to talk about our USA colleges and universities. So I hope that everyone going to the information section today will have, receive all of the information that you need for your upcoming study abroad plan in the US. And if you have any question, as Montha mentioned, please drop it into the Q&A section, or you can drop it into the chat box as well. And we try to answer your question as soon as possible, okay? All right, so first thing first, at the moment, we have 3 university partners in the US. University of Massachusetts, Boston in Boston, Queens College, City University of New York in New York City, and Richard Blaine College of William and Mary in Prince George County, Virginia. And all of them are top-ranked university and reputable college. So earning a degree from any of these partners will help you to, assess great job opportunity when you graduate. So talking about USA, what do you know about the US? So USA has been it has hosted the most number of international students in the world, and its quality education, its unique curriculum, its cultural environment and a lot of, amazing job opportunities are just some of the reasons why many international students want to study in the US. And while you are studying in the US, you will be allowed to work with some restriction as well. So international students who have an F1 visa are allowed to work on campus and in specified training program. Even though students are not allowed to work off campus during their first academic year, but there's tons of on-campus jobs that are student-oriented, such as working in the library, the cafeteria, or the student center as well. And the student can gain employment off campus after they complete their first academic year through programs specifically for international students, such as optional practical training, or in short OPT, or science, technology, engineering, and mathematics optional practical training extension, and curricular practical training, or in short CPT as well. And USA offers one of the best higher education model in the world. And because of that, earning direct entry into top-ranked university in the US is not easy. So usually the admission committee will look at a well-rounded applicant who have high academic achievement, develop good English proficiency, great SAT or ACT score, and have a wide set of skill and experience in extracurricular activities and community engagement as well. And the admission is competitive, which means that there are no fixed grade. And the better your application is, the higher chance you can be accepted into those universities. The university admission deadline usually ends pretty early in the year. So international students need to be well prepared, maybe 1 year in advance, in order to apply for our university and college. And also, don't forget about the vast difference between your home country in Myanmar. That could be an additional challenge to you when you first come to the US, whether it be language or culture, or even weather or food or education system. So studying at a top-ranked university in the US could be pretty scary to some of the students, and even to the domestic student as well, because they have just progressed from their high school level to the university level. And the class size usually pretty big, ranging up to a few hundred students per class. Professor talks very fast and often requires students to read a lot of books and to self-study and do research in their library. So that's a lot of challenge to international students. And that's why, many international students find it difficult for them to adjust to the new environment, or maybe they do not meet the direct entry requirement. Some of them haven't completed the A level or AS level. Some of them do not have SAT or ACT, which is a standardized test for high school students in order to get into the university in the US. Some of them don't have time to prepare such a long list of documents that required by the university, for example, like recommendation letter, personal statement or resume. And some of them may not have the sufficient IELTS score as well, because most of university in the US require IELTS 6.5 or even higher. So what can they do? The good thing is we have been promoting the International Student Year 1 program for the students since 2008. So it had been a couple of, it had been like 12 to 13 years promoting this program to international students. And we partner with 3 universities and colleges that I mentioned earlier to provide this opportunity to international student. We call the International Student Year 1 program the GSSP, which is in short for Global Student Success Program. So this GSSP program only requires the student to have high school report, and it could be, your matriculation test, or it could be IGCSE O level. We do not require A level, or we do not require, you have to complete 12 years of high school. We also require an IELTS or a TOEFL, or we also have the internal English test for the student, for example, Pearson version test, which is free for the student. We could also accept Duolingo if you cannot have access to IELTS or TOEFL in your country, especially at this moment under the unstable political situation in Myanmar. So if you need to take Duolingo, we can accept that as well. And that's the only two documents that we need from you, either your academic transcript, both your academic transcript and your English test score, and that's it. We do not require SAT or ACT. We do not require recommendation letter. We do not require personal statement. It could save you a lot of time preparing those documents. About the entry requirement, we also have more flexible entry requirement for students. We understand that international students may need extra, help during their first year. So we can accept students with GPA around like 2 or 2.5 instead of at least 3.0 as direct entry. For IELTS, we can accept students from IELTS 5.0 to 6.0, depending on the level of your English. It will determine if you have to study extra English class or not. But we can accept students from IELTS 5.0. Usually the admission process for this program is quite fast. It means that if you submit all of the required documents, usually it should not take more than 4 working days to return you with the offer letter. So that you can, proceed with next step like pay the deposit and then apply for a visa appointment to fly to the US and start your study. The reason why a lot of international students are happy with the GSSP program, because this program is specifically designed for them. So I mentioned earlier, the program is called Global Student Success Program, and this program is equivalent to the first year of your bachelor degree. And after completing the Global Student Success Program, or GSSP, the student will progress into the second year of their bachelor degree at our respective university partners. And students will receive the I-20 for the whole study duration, which is usually 4 years from the partner's university. So it's very easy for you when you go to the visa appointment with the visa officer to explain about your study plan, because it's already there. It shows you have commitment with our university for at least 4 years to get the bachelor degree from us. And this program is specifically designed for international students with the benefit of hassle-free and faster admission process. As I mentioned earlier, you only need your academic document and your English test score, and that's it. And the same quality of teaching to the students, so it's equivalent to your first year. You will study exactly the same, the courses that you are going to study at university if you going directly into the university. And you will study on the university campus as well. So your university student from day one, there's nothing you have to be afraid of, because you're already there and you already adapt to the new environment from day one. And you don't have to, get yourself familiar with the new environment again when you progress into the second year, because you already started there. Students studying GSSP usually study in a much smaller class size on the same campus with other students. If the first year classes at university usually could be up to a few hundred students, the classes at GSSP is only around like 25 to 30 students. So it's very easy for you to listen to the professor. And also it's much easier for the professor to remember your name and to help you with all the questions that you have during your classes. The student will also have the same access to university facilities, including on-campus residence, libraries, labs, everything. And international students are expected to complete their bachelor degree at the same time with a student who entering the university directly without any extra costs and receive much more support during your first year of studying abroad. So this GSSP helps you to save money and save time, and also the qualification when you graduate will be exactly the same with the qualification that the student entering the university from, from direct entry. So that's very, very good and advantage to international students. As I mentioned earlier, we have 3 options for the student. University of Massachusetts, Boston in Boston, Massachusetts, Queens College City University of New York in New York City, and Richard Blaine College of William and Mary in Petersburg, Virginia. All 3 of them are in the East Coast of the US. And let me explain to you why it's much better to study in the East Coast, which is more, academic size of the US. So if you're interested in getting a bachelor degree, which is 4 years in duration, the 2 options that you are going to look at or consider is Umass Boston or Queens College City University of New York. As I mentioned earlier, if you complete your high school program or your matriculation test or your IGCSE O-level, you are eligible for the GSSP. You will study GSSP for 1 year, or in some cases, 8 months, and then progress into the second year of your bachelor degree. You're going to study, you are expected to, to complete your bachelor degree in another 3 years. So in total, still 4 years with exactly the same amount of money. So there's no, no risk there. Okay. I wonder if we can stop sometimes for some questions about the program, or should we move forward with all of our university partners and then put the Q&A at the end? What do you think, Monta?
Put the Q&A at the end is also better, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. All right. So let's talk about our university partner first, and then we can have some time at the end to answer all of your questions. So first thing first, on the screen, you can see this is the campus of University of Massachusetts, Boston. It's a very beautiful campus located in the peninsula of Boston City, and it's only around like 10 minutes away from downtown Boston. So here at Umass Boston, you can see we have the waterfront campus, as I mentioned, only 10 minutes away from downtown, and it's a very good university as well. So here are our ranking in 2020 and 2022. We rank in the top 79 top university in the US by QS ranking. We also the tier 1 business school in the US. We rank number 62 in the US for computer science program, and our key program includes business management, computer science, early education, exercise and health science, including nursing, if any of you interested in nursing, sport leadership and administration as well. So these are the key programs, but of course we have a lot more programs for you to choose from, and I'm going to show you later about all of the programs that are available at Umass Boston. But Umass Boston is a public university and is the member of the University of Massachusetts Boston system, University of Massachusetts system. The University of Massachusetts system includes Umass Boston, Umass Dartmouth, Umass Lowell, Umass Amherst, Worcester, Umass Law. Umass Boston is one of them, and is the only university that located in Boston, public university that located in Boston City. And Boston is one of the world's best known academic hubs. And in QS Best Student City 2018, it retained its position within the global top 15, ranked jointly 13, alongside with Canadian city Toronto. UMass Boston is the only public research university in Boston City, and it helps the student to provide connection to employers in industries such as finance, healthcare, technology, service, and education, and offering students opportunities to gain valuable in-school experience via internship, clinical, and career-related placement. And you can see earlier the scenic waterfront campus with very easy access to downtown Boston is located next to the John F. Kennedy Library and Presidential Museum, the Commonwealth Museum, and the Massachusetts State Archives, as well as the Edward M. Kennedy Institute for United States Senate. So this is a strategic location for UMass Boston. UMass Boston is also has the the student body of nearly 16,000 undergraduate and graduate students, and they have more than 100 student organizations. This is the city of Boston. As I mentioned earlier, you can see on the screen is the metro system of Boston City. So subway is the main public transportation that the people in Boston use. And it could literally take you anywhere in Boston City. So you can see here is JFK UMass is right here at the waterfront here. And then you only take like a 10 minutes subway train from here to downtown crossing in the middle, in the center here. So the downtown crossing is the subway station in downtown area. And you can see it's so convenient for the student because you can literally take the subway to go anywhere you want in Boston. It's very affordable for international students as well. UMass Boston also has a lot of hands-on experience opportunity for students. So we have the Bloomberg New Technology Labs for students. We have 12 Bloomberg terminals. And we also are the winner of the first Bloomberg Trading Challenge. We have Harvard students joining in that challenge as well. We also have, MIT student, Boston Uni, Northeastern Uni joining that challenge. But UMass Boston is the winner of the first Bloomberg Trading Challenge. We also have the student managed fund, which is available for both the undergraduate and graduate student. So if you're interested in, making your own activities or company, you can, have access to that. We also, UMass Boston is also home to 5 business centers, which is the Center for Collaborative Leadership, the Digital Media Labs, Entrepreneurship Center, Center for Sustainable Enterprise and Regional Competitiveness, and Financial Service Forum. So all of these business center can help you a lot when you're studying business management at Umass Boston to gain, real life experience. The job opportunity for international students at UMass Boston is thriving as well. We have Career Center, we have Venture Development Center, which is kind of like a startup program where if you have business idea, you can go there. The mentors will help you to propose your business idea, and then you can get some fund to form your own company as well. We also have the professional apprenticeship and career enhancement all in short pace program for the student. So it will help you with a lot of, useful information and tips and knowledge so that you can get all of the required skill and knowledge before you join the workforce. We host on-campus job fairs, and we have more than 5,000 job posting every year for students. Imagine more than 5,000 jobs available to UMass Boston students every year. We partner with more than 500 companies, including top companies like Google, Apple, Microsoft, IBM, Amazon, EY, and PwC as well. As promised, here are all of the undergraduate programs that are offered to UMass Boston that you can apply. We have a lot of programs from College of Liberal Arts. We also have the program about environment, about education, nursing, science and math, including biochemistry, computer engineering, computer science. We also have the College of Management, where you can choose a lot of business majors. Some students interested in finance. This is a great option for students if you want to have a career in finance in Boston. But you can also look at supply chain and service management, marketing, or leadership. A lot of options for the student to choose from. This is about the entry requirement. So we have a lot of different level of English for the student. As I mentioned, if you only have IELTS 5.0, you are accepted into our GSSP program, but you need to study 1 or 2 classes of English during your first semester. If you have IELTS 5.5, then you are accepted into our standard GSSP program. You're not required to study any English. You will study, all of the courses for the first year program student. However, because you have 3 terms per year, including summer terms, so for each term, you only have to study like 3 to 4 courses only. For students with higher IELTS score, IELTS 6.0, so usually these students can cope with a lot more, courses per semester. So the program is only 2 semesters or 8 months. For this option, students will need to study 5 courses per term in order to complete the whole 10 courses and progress into the second year. But this is a pretty good fast track option for students who have better English level compared to other students. This is the tuition fee at UMass Boston. So if you are accepted into the GSSP, whether it's standard or fast track, the tuition fee is around $35,000 US. There's no difference between the standard and fast tracks. Reason for it is because the number of courses you're going to study for the program is the same, is 10 courses. However, if you only have IELTS 5.0 and you are accepted into the GSSP with English program, then you have to pay for the extra English classes that you take. So I would suggest, if you have time, you can try to improve your English and try to get the IELTS 5.5 at least, in order to be accepted into this standard GSSP, so it could save you a lot of money. and also, can better guarantee your chance of getting a visa as well. In addition to the tuition, there's also mandatory fees for the student, depending on the number of semester that you're going to study. And also the medical insurance is mandatory for international student as well. Trust me, you want to pay that insurance. Otherwise, if you encounter anything, it costs you a lot of money in the US. We also have the scholarship program for the student. So we have entrance scholarship that up to 2,000 US dollars per program for student with good academic background. We also have the Global Student Success Award of Excellence. This is the scholarship that awarded to students who start their study at Umass Boston and have amazing academic achievement during their first term or their second term. Based on their academic program, but their academic performance, we can award scholarship that could up to 5,000 for students, depending on their grades. And if you want to know more about Umass Boston, as well as hear from other students, you can just go to our website. We have what we call the Student Ambassador platform on our website, and the student will be online over there. Like they will take turn to be online, and you can go in and you just chat with the student to ask about their experience at Umass Boston. Their comments about the GSSP program, and also anything about Umass Boston or Boston City itself. They are very happy to have with potential students, to get all of the information that they need in order to prepare for their study in the US. And yes, that's it. That's our first university partner in the US. The second university partners I'm going to tell you about today is Queens College, City University of New York. So you hear the name, you know the location of the university. The university, the Queens College, City University of New York, located in New York City, is the city that never sleeps, is the big airport, is the world leading financial center, and one of the most populous city in all over the world as well. And Queens College campus is only 16 kilometers away from Manhattan. So it's very close, has great access to the city center, to the urban core of the New York City. However, it's located in Queensboro, which means the student can save a lot of money, renting a house, or even the eating, they try to buy grocery and everything is much cheaper. If you compare it to Manhattan. If you live in Manhattan, the price will be much higher. So it's have great location for Queens College. Not only that, they have great location, they are very reputable university as well. So Queens College has been ranked as best value college by Princeton Review for the last 29 years. The last 29 years, they always in the best value college ranking by the Princeton Review. In 2020, they are ranked number 4th in all over US for best college for return on investment by business. It's many chat box if you try to make a guess. Anyone make a guess there? Okay, so at the moment there are more than 4,500 college and university in the US, and is like it's a huge number. And imagine Queen's College ranked number 4th in the US for best college for return on investment. It's also in the top 10 top public school in regional University North by US News and World Report. And it also top 100 best public university in the US ranked by Times Higher Education in 2021. So it's a very quality university. So we have good location, we have quality check. How about, the affordability? So Queen's College is a very, very affordable college in the US. It's actually ranked number 9 most affordable mid-sized to large college and university by US News and World Report. And the tuition fee at Queen's College is less than $19,000 US. So it's amazing number there. You can see here on the screen is the location of New York City. So New York City has 5 boroughs: Staten Island, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Manhattan. So all of the key thing about New York that you have heard before, for example, like Times Square or Central Park, or all of the skylight, that's in Manhattan. That's the most condensed population there in Manhattan, and it's extremely expensive in Manhattan as well. As I mentioned earlier, Queen's College is not in Manhattan, it's in Queensboro, but it's very close to Manhattan. It's only 16 kilometers or 20 minutes driving away from Manhattan. So imagine if you want to have some fun, you can go to Manhattan in, during weekend, only 20 minutes away. But during your study time, you stay in Queens, you can save a lot of money. Like nearly 40% cheaper, compared to living in Manhattan. And Queen's College have a lot of internship opportunity. We have partnered with Deloitte, Amazon, Google, NASA, JP Morgan Chase, PwC, Sony Pictures, Universal Music Group as well. You may have remember from the video clips that Crown showed you at the beginning of the events. The university student and faculty and alumni have won more than 100 Grammy Awards nominated or winning by, over the last 40 years. Queen's College alumni also won 3 Pulitzer Prize and 13 Fulbright Scholars during the last 4 years. Very, very good university. For Queen's College, you can also live on campus if you want, but it's not required. So if you do not have any relatives or friends in New York and you want to live on campus, yes, you can. You can apply to live on campus at the Summit. And the Summit has, beautiful apartments that you can share with your friends or your, you can also have access to a fitness center, private rehearsal space, laundry facilities, cable TV, Wi-Fi, and more. A lot of facilities for the student. For campus dining, we do offer a lot of options, including vegan, vegetarian, kosher, halal. And we also offer an a la carte dining hall for the student as well. Transportation, so it's very easy for the student to get around the campus. You can walk. We have the shuttle bus as well for the student. So the shuttle bus is free for the student, and it will take you from the campus to the nearby subway station or the nearby bus station. And from there, you can literally go anywhere in New York City as well, because of the bus system, and the metro system is also very convenient for the student. So there are 12 subway routes connecting Queens to Brooklyn and Manhattan, and over 100 bus routes connecting Queens to other parts of Queens borough, as well as to the Long Island Railroad as well. And it's very, very convenient for international students to study at Queens. One of the reasons is because both of the international airport in New York City are located in Queens. So we have JFK International Airport. We also have LaGuardia International Airport as well. Both of them are located in Queensboro, and it's only around like from 8 minutes to 14 minutes away from the campus. So it's very easy, very convenient for you when you fly into New York, and 15 minutes later, you're at the campus. It's convenient for the student, as you can see here on the screen. We also have a lot of clubs for the student to ensure that you have a multicultural environment and also very welcoming and fun campus life for the student as well. These are all of the programs that offer at Queens College that you can apply. Some of our key programs, including actuarial studies, or fintech, finance and technology, or computer science, or design, like communication design, animation design, interaction design. All of those are our key program here at Queens College. You might notice that we do not offer the engineering program at Queens College. But don't worry, even though we do not offer the engineering bachelor degree at Queens College, we do partner with one of the top universities in the US to provide you the opportunity to get the engineering degree. So we partner with Columbia University, and you may know that Columbia University is an Ivy League university in the US. It's ranked number 3 national university according to US News and World Report 2020, and is also in the top 15 best undergraduate engineering program in all over the US. It's a very, very high ranking and reputable university in the US. So students who study at Queens College has the opportunity to earn 2 degrees within 5 years. The one degree is Bachelor of Arts in Physics at Queens College, and the other is Bachelor of Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Engineering at Columbia University. The student will study 3 years at Queens College, getting the competitive GPA, and then apply to transfer to Columbia Engineering program. So after 5 years, you will have 2 degree program. It's an amazing opportunity for students, especially students like excellent student but who couldn't get the entrance into Columbia University. You can try this option, and you can have amazing opportunity to study at Columbia University. This is the entry requirement for students at Queens College. So if you have IELTS 5.0, the same as Umass Boston, you are accepted into the program, but you have to study extra English classes during your first term. If you have IELTS 5.5, you're accepted into the standard GSSP program. And if you have IELTS 6.0 and GPA 3.0 or higher, you will be accepted into the direct entry or general admission entry at Queens College. Of course, if you do not have IELTS, as I mentioned earlier, we also accept TOEFL, PTE, Pearson version test, and Duolingo as well. And this is the tuition fee for September 2023 intake. So the tuition fee is 18,400, and it's the same for student whether you are going to the direct entry or the GSSP or the GSSP with English. So the tuition is exactly the same. The only difference will be the mandatory fee, which is based on the number of semesters that you're going to study. And again, students are required to buy the health insurance as well. It will be very helpful for international students to have insurance. And this is the scholarship information. So at Queen's College, we also offer 2,000 entrance scholarship for students who are eligible for our GSSP or GSSP with English program. We also have the early birth waiver discount. It might be a little bit late for the student to apply this fall intake at Queen's because the deadline is July 22nd. However, if you're interested and if you still want to go by September, just connect to Crowd Education and we try to proceed all of the steps as fast as we can in order to get you into the September intake. Otherwise, you are welcome to apply for the January 2023 intake, which is still open for students. And same with Umass Boston. If you want to chat with our student, just go online at our website. We have a lot of students there, and they are happy to talk to potential students about study at Queen's College and their life in New York City as well. Okay. And at the beginning of the presentation, I mentioned that we have 3 partners in the US. I have talked about Umass Boston. I also have talked about Queen's College City University of New York. Both of them are university. And if you're interested in those universities, if you're interested to get a bachelor degree for 4 years, then you can consider those 2 universities. But what if you haven't thought about which university that you want to go to? Or what if you do not want to commit with a 4-year bachelor degree? You may want to take an associate degree, which is only 2 years. That gives you the opportunity to transfer to other US university later. You can make that decision later. Then we will have a very interesting option for you, which is Richard Blaine College of William and Mary. So Richard Blaine College of William and Mary will offer you the associate's bachelor degree program, which is only 2 years. So after you complete your IGCSE matriculation program in Myanmar, you can apply to study 2 years at Richard Blaine College. And then after 2 years at Richard Blaine College, you can transfer into the university and study, the next 2 years in order to gain the bachelor degree. And we will have the guarantee transfer agreement to over 35 highly ranked, universities and college in the U.S., especially in Virginia state, such as College of William and Mary, University of Virginia, Virginia Tech University, Purdue Global University, and many, many more. We also have access to 3 our top 100 national university. We have small class size, only like 20 students per class. So it's helped to build strong faculty and peer relationship. And we also have excellent proximity to DC, to Richmond, and other exciting Virginia sites like the beach and the mountain. We also have the guaranteed apartment style on-campus housing for the student. So you don't have to worry about finding a place to stay. You already have the guarantee on-campus housing for you. And the tuition fee and housing costs are pretty much affordable compared to all of the benefits that you're going to get at Richard Blaine College. These are the program options that you can study at Richard Blaine College. You can either focus on arts or science, behavioral science, business administration, math, or computer science. physical science, life science, and clinical lab science. So those are the programs that you will study for 2 years at Richard Blaine College. And these are the transfer results of the last fall for our students. So as you can see, we have all of our students have transferred into the top 100 university in the US, including Georgia Tech, Purdue, Virginia Tech, Ohio State, Umass Amherst, University of Virginia, College of William and Mary as well. On the screen here, you can see all of the universities that accept our Richard Blaine College student. So many of them are in the US, but you can also notice that there are 2 universities that accept our students from Canada, and they are UBC, University of British Columbia, and University of Toronto. So like leading university in Canada accept our Richard Blaine College student as well. So don't limit your option in the West Coast, Washington or California. As I mentioned at the beginning, as you can see, the East Coast is more academic than the West Coast. In the top 50 universities in the US, the majority of them located on the East Coast, and only like 7 or 8 of them located on the West Coast. So if you want to go into top ranked university, look at the East Coast more. It provides you a lot more, opportunity for the student. This is a tuition fee and also the mandatory fee at Richard Blaine College. The tuition fee at the moment is $19,710 US. But we also offer the scholarship up to $4,000 at Richard Blaine College, which make your tuition fee is down to only $15,710 US per year. And yep, that's it. That's our university and college partner in the US. In order to apply, I would strongly recommend you bring all of your academic and English test results to Crown so that they can help you with the application. They will help you with the online application, and when the result is out, we will issue you the offer letter. You can accept your offer, clear your condition, pay your minimum deposit. We require a deposit of $3,500 US to issue the I-20. And when you get the I-20, you can apply for your visa appointment as well as arrange for your accommodation. And then you can enroll in courses. Once you get the visa, you can attend orientation and start your study in the US. Yeah. And that's it. Thank you very much for listening to all of the information that I'm sharing with you today about our 3 partners in the US, UMass Boston, Queens College, and Richard Blaine College of William and Mary. And Monta, do you want to give a short summary in Burmese, or if we should proceed with Q&A section?
You can also proceed with Q&A session first, and then after the Q&A session, maybe I'll wrap up.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay. Can you see the questions in the Q&A box?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me see all of the question here. Okay. The first one is, can I apply with CEFR for English language? So we only accept Ielts, TOEFL, Duolingo, PVT, or PTE. So you need to get one of each, one of those certificate in order to meet our entry requirement. We cannot accept CEFR. Hi, the next question is, hi, can I please know how the student IGCSE grades will affect their ability for this program. Yes, so depending on the college that you're going to apply, but usually we will require the IGCSE grade like five C grades or 5D grade. But it should be like 5 grades rather than, you know, some of you may register for fewer classes and we cannot accept less than 5. We require at least 5 with D grade or C grade, depending on the college that you're applying. Is biomedical science or biochemistry included in the health science? Yes. So you can go to the university website. Just go to Umass Boston, Queen's College website, and then, you know, try to look at all of the courses that offer at that program to see if that's what you're looking for. But it does include biomedical science or biomedical chemistry courses in the program. Next question is, double majoring allowed for international students in this college? Yes. Not at the Richard Blaine College, but at Queen's College and Umass Boston, double major is available for international students. Next question, as I provided before, I have a diploma in electrical engineering technology from PSP Academy Singapore. Can apply for a computer science program and would allow me to create similar to Navitas provide. Okay, so you already have a diploma in electrical engineering technology from a Singaporean institution. So if you want to apply, there's an option at Queen's College. They do offer computer science program, and their computer science program is actually one of the best computer science program in New York City as well. They have more computer science students than any other Queen's College. So usually the student can easily get a job in New York City in computer science field. You can apply to Queen's College and you can apply for credit transfer. However, for transfer student, we are looking at IELTS 6.0. So you should have at least 5.0 or equivalent. And after you apply, we will see if you meet the entry requirement for transfer student. If yes, we will issue the offer for you. However, we cannot advise the number of credits that you are going to get at Queen's College before you enroll. The reason for it is because usually when you enroll into Queen's College, for example, if you enroll in September intake, then usually in November, October or November, there will be transfer credits workshop for the student who have post-secondary credits before they, enrolling into Queen's College, and then you have to attend those workshops, and bring your transcript with you, and it's much better if you can have some credit evaluation from a third-party organization, so you can bring all of that into the workshop to submit for credit transfer, and they usually will get back to you within a month, like how many credits you are going to to be transferred into your program at Queen's College. So yeah, if you want to go that way, then Queen's College could be an option for you. Next question, is there any architectural program at Queen's College? Unfortunately, no. At the moment, we do not offer any architectural program at our college or universities. Next question, does it have to be Ielts or can it be Duolingo for credit transfer? No, it has to be Ielts. It has to be Ielts 6.0 or TOEFL. Duolingo. Let me double check. You just dropped your contact details to Crown. Let me double check with the admission to see if Duolingo is accepted for transfer student. Okay. Next question: to get scholarship, what do we need to do? So to get scholarship, you have to apply first. So you have to prepare your academic document as well as your IELTS or TOEFL or Duolingo. Submit all of the documents to Crown so that they can help you with the application. Once you receive the offer letter from us, and then you can, we will assess you for a scholarship. The scholarship will be automatically assessed, so you don't need to submit an extra application. As long as we see you are eligible for our program, we will make the assessment for scholarship as well. Next question: is Richard Blaine College a community college? Good question. It's very similar to community college because of the 2+2 framework. However, Richard Blaine College is not a community college. It's actually a very reputable college and a selective 2 years college in the US because of its connection to College of William and Mary. So College of William and Mary is the second oldest university in the US and is also considered as public Ivy university in US as well. It's in the top 10 best public university in the US. So Richard Blaine College is a selective college because it has connection with College of William and Mary. So it requires students to have at least GPA 2.5 in order to get in, and IELTS at least 5.5 in order to get into Richard Blaine College. And because of its connection with College of William and Mary, it has the guaranteed transfer from Richard Blaine College to more than 35 universities in Virginia. So other community college, you can see that they do not have guaranteed transfer, or maybe they can have one or two guarantee transfer to some university, but for Richard Blaine College, we have guaranteed transfer to almost all university in Virginia. And we also have very good, transfer result over the past year. For our student, 100% of our students are accepted into the top 100 university in the US. Usually the community college, they do not have the on-campus residence. However, for Richard Blaine College, we have the on-campus residence for the student, and it's guaranteed for the student. So the student can stay on campus without worrying finding a place to stay. Community college, like other community college, they could be very, the student could be mature student, which means student who like over 20 or even over like 30 years old, and not all of them are going to university after they completing the associate degree. But for Richard Blaine College, the majority of students are aiming at university and high-ranked university after completing the Richard Blaine College program. So it's a very good option for you if you want to save money for the first 2 years, and then can still have a guaranteed transfer opportunity, to other university in the US. All right, I hope that answered your question. Next question: do we need to get high score on the matriculation exams? Not necessarily. So we require 60% or higher on the matriculation result, and I think that is not too challenging to Myanmar student. I see a lot of good grades so far, and I haven't seen any any student that could not meet our entry requirement based on that. But let me just do another check, quick check. Yep. Sorry. So we only require 40%. So it's very, very easy. 40% average on matriculation test. And then if you want to go direct option at Queen's College, then we require like 50% average. How to calculate GPA for Myanmar students? So it depends. Usually our admission are expert at that. So we recommend you to submit your academic document to CROW so that they can help you to submit the application to us. And then our admission will make the assessment and will return the outcome for you within 4 business days. We do not charge application fee for students, so you don't have to worry. You have to, pay anything before you know the results. It's free to apply, so I encourage the student to apply as soon as possible. Yeah, another question, very good question. Do I need to have other English qualification if I have Pearson or Igcse, IGCSE, English as first language? Yeah, so if you have study English as first language on your IGCSE certificate, then we will base on that to determine your English eligibility. So you don't have to take another, English test score. Will we attend GSSP at the enrolled desired university? Yes, for Umass Boston and Queen's College. So if you want to get into Umass Boston, you will study GSSP at Umass Boston campus. If you want to get into Queen's College, you will study GSSP at Queen's College campus. So you will be university student from day one. You will be on campus from day one. It's a very easy, transition process for you. However, for students who study at Blaine College, because you haven't decided which university that you're going to go, and that's why you choose Blaine College, right? To have a wider option when you graduate. So for Blaine College, you will study at Blaine College campus. And then after that, after you complete your degree at Blaine College, depending on the university that you apply to, you can go to that university campus and study. One more thing interesting about Blaine College is the co-enrollment with College of William and Mary, which allow best 2 students every semester can, best 15 students. Each semester can go to College of William and Mary campus to study, at most 2 courses during that semester. The good thing is you have the experience, you have the opportunity to experience the College of William and Mary campus, as well as the study environment and everything, to decide if College of William and Mary is the university that you want to progress to after completing the degree at Blaine College. Another good thing is that you study at a top-ranked university like public Ivy, top 10 public university in the US, but you paying the tuition fee of Blaine College. So that's a very, very good opportunity for the student there. Yeah, next question. Do I need to join pre-nursing courses to study nursing science? I'm a nursing student. So it depends. We have 2 options for students who want to study nursing. One, you can apply at Umass Boston. Umass Boston is also very famous with its nursing program. So you can go into Umass Boston, study first year in exercise and health science. And then you can, register for the admission test for nursing program in the US. If you pass the test, you have good grades and you can get into the nursing program, then you can, internal transfer from your second year to the nursing program. And the nursing program at Umass Boston is 4 years. So you can internal transfer into the nursing program since your second year. The other option at Umass Boston is that you complete the 4 year of exercise and health science, and then you apply for the registered nurse program, which is only 1 year at Umass Boston, 1 year and online at Umass Boston. And then you can get all of the requirement to apply to be a registered nurse in the US. So that's Umass Boston. For Richard Blaine College is also partnered with a lot of university that have good nursing program, for example, like Virginia Commonwealth University or Shedornan University, ranked number 12 in nursing program in the US. So you can study 2 years at Richard Blaine College and then transfer into Shedornan University and study the remaining 2 years of your nursing program. So it depends. It depends on the option that you choose. Okay. Next question. May I know how much cost, including living and tuition fees, for the whole bachelor degree in computer science at Queen's? So the whole duration to complete a bachelor degree in computer science at Queen's is typically 4 years. 1 year with GSSP and 3 years with, a direct entry student. So 4 years in total. The tuition fee at the moment is around like 19,000. The living expense, on the other hand, could be, very much different depending on the lifestyle that you have. So if you can cook by yourself, and if you rent a house and rent an apartment and share it with your friends, a lot of your friends, and you cook often, then the living expense could be around like 15,000 to 18,000 per year. But if you go out a lot, you're eating out a lot, and also you have the whole apartment to yourself or anything else, it could be much higher. It could be up to 24,000 or even higher than that. So it depends, but usually it would take around like minimum like 33 to 35 US dollars per year for student, and multiplies with 4 years. So it's going to be 140 US dollars for your whole study duration, including both tuition fees and living expense. Yep. Next question, very good question. What is the employment rate of Queen's College and Umass Boston? Is it easy to land a job for a science business student? Yes. So New York is the largest city in the US. It's also the financial center of the world. It's one of the biggest financial center of the world. There are many Fortune 500 companies there. Boston is the same. So basically, students who study at Umass Boston or Queen's College already have the advantage of studying in a big city and have all of the connection, all of the internship opportunity at those big cities. Also, Umass Boston and Queen's College, they have partnership with a lot of well-known companies, like I mentioned earlier, Google, Apple, IBM, PwC, Ernst & Young, a lot of opportunity for the student. So, and they have job fairs every year as well. The employment rate at Umass Boston and Queen's College is extremely high, especially for students who study business or science, like computer science or finance, or like I mentioned earlier, fintech, finance and technology is the best location and is the best option for the student to get a job there. Next question, are there obviously much more advantage in direct entry than GSSP in the long run or in admission? I would say that actually GSSP has much more advantage compared to direct entry, whether it in the long run or in admission. The reason for it is because regarding admission is obviously much more easier for the student and save you a lot of time, right? You don't have to prepare a lot of, documents, a lot of other things for you. If you short on time, or if you haven't had a chance to study SAT or ACT, you haven't got your letter of recommendation and everything, then GSSP save you a lot of time preparing that. Okay, especially for students who haven't met the entry requirement yet for direct entry. If they try to go to direct entry, they would have to spend at least a semester or even a year in order to, improve their grades and try to get the Ielts at the required score before they can enter the first year, right? But if you go GSSP, you can, directly go to the first year program without paying any extra money and without spending extra time, right? You still complete your bachelor degree within 4 years and you don't have to pay more money. Of course, if you have to meet the, standard entry requirement. If you have slower English than required, you can still be accepted into the first year program. You have to pay more money for the English classes that you take, but you don't have to spend more time because you will study English during your first semester and you will still complete the program within 1 year and you still progress into the second year after. And you still need like 4 years in total to complete all of that. So in admission, it's much better for you. In the long run, it's also more beneficial for international students if they will go through GSSP. The reason is, I think I already mentioned earlier, international student, unless you have experienced the international, study or learning environment from since young. For example, like if you study high school in English-speaking country like Australia or US or Canada, you're already familiar with that, with their study and learning skill or a learning environment and learning style. You're already very familiar with all of the, living condition there, whether it's the weather, the language, the culture, then you're confident to get into the university, right? But the majority of international students, they do not have that privilege, right? The majority of international students, including yourselves, usually studying or spend the most of your life in your home country, which is not an English-speaking country, which is not the US. And you're not familiar with that learning environment. You're not familiar with that learning skill and technique that you need in order for you to be successful at the university. So it can affect your academic performance. It can make you feel, tired or demotivated when you come to a new country, you're overwhelmed with a lot of things. So GSSP program is there to help you. They put you into smaller classes. They try to help you to slowly adapt to the new environment. They create, activities between international students so that you have more friends which who are also like you, new to the country, new to the environment, so that you can connect with other friends and you feel, connected, you feel supported, and then you can focus more on your study and you get higher grades on your study. And once you have higher grades in your first year, you are more confident you're now familiar with the environment, the new environment and the new learning style, you 100% can be successful from your second year, the third year, and your fourth year. And don't worry about, being in the program that are only included international student, because your program will include local student as well. So you will study with American students from your first day. You're not going into a special place for international student only. You join classes, you join clubs, you join activities with local student as well, especially for Rich Blaine College, William and Mary, where we have the majority of our students are American. Only like 3% of the student population are international students. So you have the truly American environment for you to develop, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Next question, which college and university should I choose for undergraduate civil engineering? So for civil engineering, I would recommend maybe Queen's College with the partnership with Columbia University. You can also think about Rich Blaine College. We do have university partners that offer civil engineering as well. But yeah, Umass Boston, we do not have civil engineering. So let's consider Queen's College. If you are very, very good, very, very good student, you can consider Queen's College, because we do have the partnership with Columbia University. If you are not so confident to get into, Columbia University, then maybe consider Rich Blaine College. Next question. Is it guaranteed transfer to Columbia University from Queen's College? When scholarship be available to students transferring to Columbia University? Good question. So it's not guaranteed. It's competitive transfer. It used to be guaranteed, but it has changed since 2019. So the student need to achieve competitive GPA at Queen's College in order to apply to Columbia University. We do have, students every year that are accepted into Columbia University, but you cannot expect less from Columbia University. It's the top 3 university in the US, by the way. So it's understandable if they require competitive GPA in order to progress from Queen's College to Columbia. Scholarship will be available, but you understand that it will be extremely competitive as well. Next question, could you explain about the deposit if the visa is rejected, how it will be, or do you guarantee to approve the F1 visa? First of all, we cannot guarantee to approve the F1 visa. That's the decision solely made by the visa officer. However, we do have the refund policy for students who got their visa refused. So for all of the students who wants to study at our US colleges or university, you will need to submit a deposit of $3,500 to issue the I-20 to apply for a visa appointment. In worst case scenario, your visa is refused and you decide to withdraw from the program at our university and college, we will refund the deposit that you submit to us minus the administration fee. So the administration fee could be $250 to $500 depending on the college. For example, at Queen's College, the administration fee is $500, but for Umass Boston or Rich Blaine, it would be $250, and the rest will be refunded to you. How about any pathway in those universities which will lead to architecture courses? So I assume that you're thinking about Richard Blaine College, but unfortunately, I don't think that Richard Blaine College can have a guarantee transfer to any architecture program in other partner university. I would recommend you to connect with Crown Education because they work with a lot of universities and college in the US, so they may have, better option for you. I will also double check with our Richard Blaine College team to see if we can have any pathway in architecture program, and let's connect with Crown. Leave your details, contact details there. I will double check with Richard Blaine College and let you know later. Okay, thanks. Yep. So next question. I noticed that in order to get to those university, qualification of 12-year equivalent is a basic need. So how about those who pass only Myanmar matriculation exam? Yep. So yeah, at all of our university and college partner in US, we do accept Myanmar matriculation tests, and we do accept our GCSE O-level as well, directly into our GSSP program. So no worry, you're eligible. Next question, if I have a GCSE with 7 subjects consisting of ESR with the English test breakdown result, do I still need IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo? Yes. The question, the answer is yes. You still require to have IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo. The reason for it is because we do not accept English as a second language on IGCSE. We only accept English as first language. If you do not want to take IELTS, TOEFL, or Duolingo, we do have the internal English test for you to take. It's online and it's free for you. So it's a good option for you to consider. And I think that's the last question. I'm not sure if anyone have any more questions. I think you're on mute.
Sorry, I think there is no more open question. So maybe we will also type in our contact details here so that if they have additional questions, right, they can also send us an email, and I can check with you later on. Sorry.
Yep. Great. So yeah, I think if there are 2 things that I need to double check with Queens and Richard Blaine. And the student who have such question, please connect with Crown. Leave your contact details so that we can get back to you with a confirmation. One student asking about transfer option. I will double check with Queens whether if they accept Duolingo for that. And the other student asking about the pathway to architecture program at Richard Blaine College. I will also double check with Richard Blaine as well.
Thank you. And ဒီနေ့တော့မေကွန်းလေးတော်တော်လေးဆော့ဆော့နေနေမေးပြကြတာကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်ရှင်တခုပဲပေါ့နော်ဒီကျောင်းသားတယောက်ချင်းစီကိုနောက်ကြလို့ရှိရင်တေချာလေးပြန်ပြောလို့ရအောင်ရဲ့နောက်ဒီမတို့ဒီကနေပြီးတော့ဒီ question တွေကိုပြန်ပြီးတော့ဖြေပေးတဲ့အချိန်ကြလို့ရှိရင်ဒီကျောင်းသားကဒီ webinar session ထဲမှာရှိမရှိပေါ့နော်ရှိသေးလားထွက်သွားပြီလားဒါမျိုးလေးတွေကိုစစ်ကြည့်လို့ရအောင်ရဲ့ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်နောက်ပိုင်းပေါ့အမတို့ Crown Education ကနေပြီးတော့ထပ်ပြီးလုပ်အောင်မဲ့ webinar တွေရှိရဲ့အဲဒီကြလို့ရှိရင် question Q&A box မှာမေးတဲ့အချိန်ကြရင်ကိုယ့်ရဲ့ Zoom name လေးအတိုင်းကိုမေးပေးဖို့အတွက်ပေါ့ anonymous တက်စာလို့ရှိရင်လေအဲ့ဒါလေးကိုလည်း request လုပ်ပါတယ်ရှင်အဲ့တော့ထပ်ပြီးတော့သိချင်တဲ့question တွေများရှိခဲ့တယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်လည်းအမ chat box ထဲမှာအမတို့ရဲ့ email address လေးရေးပေးထားပါတယ်အဲ့ဒီကိုလှမ်းပြီးတော့ရေးလို့ရပါတယ်သက်ဆိုင်ရာ counselor တွေကပြန်ပြီးတော့ဖြေပေးလို့ရအောင်လို့ပေါ့နော်ဟုတ်ကဲ့နောက်တစ်ခုကဒီ webinar session လေးကိုလည်းပြီးသွားတဲ့ခါကျလို့ရှိရင်အမတို့ YouTube channel မှာလည်းတင်ပေးထားမယ်ထပ်ပြီးတော့ဒီအနေနဲ့ပတ်သက်လို့ပေါ့နော်ပြန်ပြီးတော့နားထောင်ချင်တာရှိလို့ရှိရင်လည်းကြည့်လို့ရအောင်ပါနော်အဲ့တော့ဒီနေ့အချိန်ပေးပြီးတက်ရောက်ပေးအားလုံးကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်ရှင် and thank you so much
Thank you so much,
thank you for your time
yeah, thank you so much, Crowd team, for organizing this event. And I hope you all find it informative. And let me know if you have any further questions. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.